The Milwaukee Brewers won the division. Yay!
Cool beans.
Good
Hey,
for you, Milwaukee, Scott.
and the Chicago Cubs did what the Chicago teams are known for.
Yeah, they lost. But
And
they're
Steve,
in second place.
that's
So
true.
you can cheer Milwaukee over Chicago. Go ahead, cheer a little.
And Steve was so upset he took us off on a tangent.
Have you been listening to our show? We don't need a reason to go off on a tangent. We just do that.
But negative political campaigns are making TV watching unpleasant.
Yeah, that's why you need to listen to our show. Our show will be pleasant and fun
Yes.
and a good escape.
Now, our genuine positivity message is a joke.
Well, the post office delivering a package 20 years late was no joke.
At least the grandma who ordered it gets to read it to her great-grandson.
Wait, the grandma ordered it for her granddaughter? Now that's just great. She's reading it for her great-grandson. Welcome to What Happened to the World Today. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. And this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show.
And that's right. I am still in Phoenix. So
Yes,
Scott's
yes.
still doing the editing. We realized the other day that I was sitting on the wrong side, so we couldn't
That wasn't all.
Yeah, it's been a learning experience, to say the least. I think Scott has a new appreciation after I did the first 150 show edits.
Well, the part that's funny is when I edit my show, I have no problem. None. But it's just one box. It's not everything that we do. There's more. Our show is more complicated than my show.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It is.
A simple show like this should be simpler.
Yes.
Simpler.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I put a lot more words on my, like you used to do in the old days before we both got swamped.
Is this the universal language for words?
Words.
Words.
No, you know what this is? Brewers win. Brewers win. They beat the Cubbies, and now they're the division champs. Yay!
Yeah. So you had a group at the game?
Actually, no. I got a phone call to go to the game, but we were sold out the other day. Yesterday, we didn't have anybody call, which is really weird. But on Saturday, I had 5 people that wanted to go, 5 different groups wanted to go to the game. We were sold out already. It's a Saturday.
Oh, so you didn't have any buses to take?
Nope.
Take
Couldn't take anybody.
Well, okay. So while I was in Phoenix, not to take away from your Brewers game there, but while I was in Phoenix, I went to the Cardinals. I'm still in Phoenix. God.
Yes.
I went to the Cardinals Seahawks game.
Okay, that's football again. Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
The tickets were only $30.
That's pretty reasonable for a football game.
That's pretty reasonable. Weren't bad seats. Parking was $20. So that's not bad either.
No.
I could have parked for free, but you would have to walk like 2 miles. I didn't feel
It's not
that.
really 2 miles, but it's probably close to by half a mile.
No. The free parking was 2 miles away.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a shopping center 2 miles away. I could have parked there and walked in.
Okay.
And a lot of people did.
Well, of course.
So yeah.
Burn
So
up all that stadium food.
I didn't eat any stadium food. It looks like they had good food though. Their soft pretzels though were sucky. They were not the soft pretzels like I like. They were more like baked soft pretzels.
I guess the pretzel is okay in your diet.
Yeah, I can have soft pretzels. But I didn't have one because I went and looked at them and they were the baked kind, flaky kind, not the pretzel kind.
I know what you're talking about.
You know, like the super pretzels that you can get at Sam's Club or Costco or Albertsons or whatever. Yeah, they were. Yeah. So I was like, nah, no thanks. Yeah. So the Brewers did win though. Oh yeah, and the Cardinals lost, but there were 4 missed field goals in that game. And I didn't know it was so hard to kick a field goal in an indoor stadium. I guess the air conditioning was blowing too hard or something.
Was that what it is?
What?
I'm trying to remember the movie that I saw years ago where the one guy the kicker gets shunned, and he goes semi-crazy. Oh, he turns himself into a woman. I think it's a Jim Carrey movie.
Wow. I have no idea. And unfortunately, my internet connection here still sucks, so I can't search it up.
But
a Jim Carrey movie where he's a football kicker and he turned himself into a woman?
Well, Jim Carrey was not the main character for this.
Doesn't matter. I don't remember that movie.
But anyway, the whole thing is his lace is out when the quarterback who puts the football down to be kicked.
The quarterback who puts the football down to be kicked. Okay, so first off, the center, Scott doesn't know a lot about football, apparently. I didn't know that. The center hikes the ball, and it's usually the punter that usually holds the ball for the field goal kicker. But yeah, laces out, because you don't want to kick it with the laces, because if you kick it against the laces, you could spin off in any direction.
Now, punting and field goals are two different things. When it's a punter, the punter gets the snap. When it's a field goal, the quarterback takes the snap, puts the ball on the ground, and then the kicker kicks the ball.
No, the quarterback does not. They do not want the quarterback getting hurt. No, the punter is the one who usually puts the ball down for the place kicker.
You tell that to the replacements with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's a movie. Like in the movie Face Off, they don't really cut each other's faces off. See, like Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, they just pretended to be each other. They didn't actually cut the faces off of them and switch them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think you're lying.
I can't believe that this roundabout thing we just did came from the Brewers. Obviously, we're not that excited about the Brewers and the Cubs, but boo for you, because I'm from Chicago, so boo for the Brewers. But good for the Brewers. That's good. But the Cubs will still be in the playoffs, right? Because the Cubs were in first place. Now is this – how many games are left in the season? Not a lot.
Well, for the baseball?
Yeah, for the season, before the playoffs start.
Season's done. That was it.
That's it. So the Brewers beat the Cubs last game of the season, and that put them in first place.
Right. So they win they win the division, and now they're all still it's the playoffs. So now they're going for
right. So now you go to playoffs. So the wild cards come first.
Yes.
Then you get the division playoffs, then the American League and National League playoffs, and then the World Series. Cool.
Okay, I just tried to look it up while you're talking, and I can see why you don't like doing that either. It's not easy when you're doing stuff.
No, that's why I've got to keep talking. If I knew you were looking stuff up, I would have kept vamping.
When I played football, and of course we all know that was a really, 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 really long time ago.
They only allowed 7 guys on the field when you played, right?
No, it was more than that. But it was the quarterback that took the snap.
You played legit? You played legit football? I thought you played 7-on-7 where you played both ways. You were an Iron Man.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had a scholarship offer for football and another one for baseball.
Then who do I know who did that? Somebody played football that was 7-on-7. They played Iron Man. It was both ways.
Oh, that wasn't me.
No. Okay.
I played real football. Well, I, of course, started with flag football when I was little. And then
you played American football.
American football, yes.
You didn't play real football. You're not a
Sorry,
soccer player.
yeah.
Yeah. We're international.
All I remember is that I enjoyed playing it tremendously, except for the last year I played, the coach was a complete ass, and it ruined me for playing the game.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yep.
I was very good. I was a middle linebacker on defense, and I learned at an early age to read the quarterback's eyes. So the quarterback would break the huddle, and he'd watch the guy he was going to pass to go over and line up. Or if he's going to hand it to somebody, he'd be looking to see where the guy lined up. And he'd just watch his eyes. And I would just line up, and I would just, boom.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, by the time they get to the pros, they're drilled out of doing that.
Yeah, they're taught to do that to look you off of the player.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, in high school, they're getting better. But in high school, just watch. The quarterback will be like, well, okay, I'm throwing it to 27.
Yeah, where is he? Make sure he's in the right spot. Yeah, we're good.
And then if he's a really bad quarterback, he gets this the whole way. Following him all the way down the field.
What I always thought was funny is when you're listening to the quarterbacks calling out before the hike, one of the things that Aaron Rodgers says is green 18, green 18. And I always like it. What is he going to do? Throw it to the guy who's number 18?
Yeah, green 18. Or who was it? Who does Omaha? Was that Peyton Manning or was that was Peyton Manning, right? Omaha! Omaha! Yeah, they all their little thing.
Yep. So
yeah, so anybody make some comments down there. What is your favorite quarterback cadence?
Cool.
Those would be interesting to see.
All right. I have been going absolutely crazy with my phone and my TV lately.
Why?
So, normally we don't talk about politics on our show.
Okay, well, we're not going to talk about politics, but we're going to talk about what is going on right now because the elections are coming up. So We're not going to get into whether this person's right or that person's wrong or who's running, but we are going to talk about some of the things that are affecting us, what we notice is going on in the world. And one of those things is advertising.
Yes.
The money that they are spending for let's just say it's a $200,000 a year job.
Yes.
They are spending millions of dollars.
Up to $20 million.
$1 million.
Yes.
That's a terrible impersonation. But for advertising, why would you spend that kind of money on a job that only makes that? There's obviously something wrong with our system.
Yes.
But it goes against everything we're doing because it starts out nice for about one or two ads, and then it goes negative.
Completely. And the worst part is it's a massive amount of negative advertising flooding the TVs right now.
Well, did you notice that? That's all they do now in politics. If you want to get into politics, every negative skeleton thing going on in your life is going to come out. And if they can't find anything,
they make it up.
They make it up.
See,
and then you're busy defending yourself as opposed to doing what you're supposed to do.
Correct. I've had people tell me that I should run because I'm basically an independent. I was brought up as a Democrat.
No, Scott. They're saying that you're overweight and not healthy, and they would like you to run more.
No. That may be true, but we had a situation in our area where nobody wanted either one of the two that were running. So they asked me if I would run because I'm one of these people that listens to both sides of every story because there are always two. And usually there's more than two sides.
Well, you know what my saying is? I mean, it's not one of our genuine positivity messages at all, but there are always two sides of the story, and the truth depends on what side you're on.
Yes. And which is very true in politics, too.
But what I say is there's always two sides to a story, and the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yes.
That's my saying.
The majority of the people are in the middle, but
Well, no, when people tell stories, though.
Yeah.
If you were to tell a story and I was to tell a story, you'd have to, intersect our stories, and that 20% in the middle, that's where the truth would be.
Exactly.
That's why.
Hey, I just realized we're on another week. You still got that same dog barking.
But it's not the same bark. It's a different. Someone came home and someone came home to the place that I'm staying at, and the dog barks. That's what happens.
Is it a different dog?
No, same dog.
Same dog. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You've been there for over a week, and it's the same dog. Is it the owner of the place's dog?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were at an actual big hotel.
No. I'm at an Airbnb. Very, very cool. I'll tell you.
I did not. I'm kept in I feel like a mushroom.
No.
I'm in the dark and I'm being fed shit.
You don't listen. That's the difference. I told you that's where I was. But these Airbnbs are pretty cool. I'm telling you. I'm so far 2 places. Good experience at both of them.
Cool. I have never been to one.
I'm gonna start doing more of them.
But there's one other thing I want to rant about with this political stuff.
Just one? Okay.
Everything else we covered on my list already.
No, we didn't. We didn't talk about the phone calls.
Well, that's what I was going to go to.
All right. Well, there's a third one after that, but go ahead.
You started it with that one already.
No, I never talked about the third one.
But anywho's, one of the things that truly, truly annoys me, it's bad enough that we have to listen to them on TV, but I'm getting text messages on my cell phone and people leaving voicemails or on my answer machine and stuff, constantly 2 to 5 calls a day.
Yeah, and you're on the no-call list.
Yeah, I'm on the federal no-call list. However, if you read it, political messages and donation messages are exempt.
Right. Which is stupid.
It is, because one of the things that nobody wants to listen to are these political messages.
Right. Right. It's crazy.
The only ones who are going to listen to these messages, I'm saying this wrong. There's only 2 categories of people that will listen to these messages. People who are really lonely and want to hear someone talking to them, or somebody who is part of the political system and wants to hear their mouthpiece speak. Oh, he's typing.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
No.
All good.
But
then the last thing you wanted to go was all the money all that money that is going to the media instead of people who really need it.
Right. You said, you said it differently about the $200,000 job for millions of dollars in advertising. So,
right. Well, that's that. But you're saying that, if they were to spend this money on people who needed it.
Yes.
As opposed to they would be better off.
Yes.
So, no, I didn't say that.
It's an insane amount of money that these, I don't know exactly what to call them, the organizations that are paying for all this advertising, because it's not all the politicians, core people. It's special interest groups that are funding a lot of the advertising.
Yeah.
So,
but still, that money could go elsewhere.
PACs and super PACs, that's what they're called. So,
yeah, you can start your own super PAC.
Oh, yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, you can raise money that way. You should run for politician and get a super PAC, because then you get all that money. There's a way to take the money. I forgot how.
I didn't think that was legal.
But so you called this our genuine positivity message.
Yes,
because it's a genuine positivity joke.
It is. It's a joke, and it's really not all that funny, but it is funny because it's how I feel right now.
All right. So, do you want to say the punchline, or do you want to do the setup?
I'll do the punchline.
Okay. So, what do you call 1,000 politicians, 1,000 telemarketers, and 1,000 negatively spouting? Let me try it again. What do you call? Maybe you should have run this, Brian. What do you call 1,000 politicians, 1,000 telemarketers, and 1,000 negative spouting spokespersons at the bottom of the ocean?
Well, of course, it's a really good start.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
So
that's your positivity message?
That's my positivity joke message. Okay. Because that would make this world a lot better if we can get rid of all this negativity.
Yeah, it could. It could. So I see our post office has done it again. They've delivered a lost parcel. Yes, because it's parcel post.
Yep.
So our post office has delivered it was lost, and they could get, but yet they still put my neighbor's mail in my box and my mail in my neighbor's
Every
box.
once in a while that happens.
And remember when I was getting my computer, the computer parts never showed up.
That's right.
But this made it. So tell me the story about this lady and her Dr. Seuss books or something.
Yes. Well, it was a Florida woman, and when her I just reread this. When her daughter was only 4 years old, she ordered the set of books in 1998.
Wait a minute, 1998? That's like 20 years ago.
Correct. Okay.
And they just got delivered?
They just got delivered, and now her daughter is an adult with her own 5-year-old son. And the cool thing about it is,
doing the math there, so she was like 19.
Yeah, she was a little young when she had her kid, but yeah, that's not unusual in some places.
No.
But this is what she says. This is her positive take on this whole thing, and that's why I like the story, because it's positive. She says, The books arrived just in time for me to read them to my great-grandson. So it was her granddaughter. I did read that.
Yeah, no, it was her daughter. It was her daughter.
She gets to read it to her great-grandson.
Now she's reading it to her grandson. Yeah, so she didn't get him for her daughter, but she got him for her grandson.
Yep.
And they're still new.
Brand spanking new.
And the book's probably still being published. So
now, this is the other thing I found kind of interesting. It says the post office explained to Walker that the box had been found stuck inside an old mailbox. Okay.
Right. So you know the old mailboxes like on the street or whatever?
I can't picture a parcel being in a mailbox for 20 years and not getting ratty.
Maybe, I don't know.
Unless it was one of those mailboxes that they have on, the ones that you put on the street corner.
Well, why would it be in a mailbox if a company mailed it? If a company mailed it, it would have gone to the, I don't know.
My thought is one of two things. Either it went to an abandoned house, a place that somebody had lived, but then,
no.
Or it's one of those mailboxes that, if you're walking down the street, you got to partially stick it in the mailbox and keep going.
Right. Or it's a mailbox at a building. Maybe it's a mailbox at a building where everybody dumps their mail and it was just sitting in there in the building. I don't know.
For 20 years, that's a long time for it to be in a mailbox and nobody catches it.
Yeah, somebody finally decided to clean the mailbox. Or rip the mailbox up or something.
But she's so positive. I just love it. Like, anybody who can be positive over something like that, you gotta like.
Yeah. So now for you, you're in your weird mood again here.
Okay, just so you know, not only did I have a really long extended weekend, we are going through some severe storms, and we're expecting massive flooding and everything here. So my brain went into a different plane.
Yeah, I could see
rain in Spain falls mainly upon the plain.
So, but you know what? There's a lot of people that wouldn't know this at this age because there's a lot of people that don't even know like 9/11 and weren't born and stuff like that.
That's true.
The phrase you picked was going postal.
Yes. And the reason I picked this phrase before we explain the origin of it is because I'm almost going postal with how bad the negativity political campaigns are going. And of course, we talked about a post office delivering a package 20 years late. You can go postal over that. So that's why I chose this.
And you don't think the Cubs fans were going to be happy that the Brewers?
Yeah, and the Cubs fans are probably going to go postal, on the Brewers fans, since the game happened at Wrigley Field.
Okay. So what is the origin of this phrase, going postal? Well, what's the meaning? We should go back to the meaning.
All right. This phrase is an American English slang, although it is.
It's in the dictionary, though, now.
Yes.
It's actually in Webster's.
Although it is now being used increasingly worldwide. Terry Pratchett even used it as a title for a novel in 2004. The meaning is to become uncontrollably angry. It originates in a series of events in the United States that happened in the 80s and 90s. During those 2 decades, well over 40 people were killed in incidents when workers for the United States Postal Service ran amok and shot guns randomly at fellow employees.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a time where postal employees were feeling the stress and they were just snapping. Mental health, again.
We still have that problem today. With the shooters. It's not
about the weapon. It's about the mental health. We need to have mental health in this country. If you're having a problem, if you're having a challenge, go talk to somebody. Do not keep it inside. Do not keep it bottled up. You're not the only person who's feeling this way. Go talk to somebody. Go get help.
Yes. And don't go to angry websites. It's not going to help you.
Yeah, go talk to a professional.
Yep.
We're not professionals.
Watch our show. We're positive.
Yeah. Escape for a little while. So, cool. So, with that, I guess I want to say thank you for watching.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
then please subscribe, watch our other shows and channels. Go to whathappened.world. I point straight down.
Yeah, for me, it's this way.
Is it that way? You know that?
Sure.
That's good. Okay. Well, you'll know after you watch it. And go to Fun Guy the Entertainer Cooks for You.
That's me.
See what kind of fun stuff he's been cooking. And I want you to live every day, and we'll see you at the next show.
Be genuinely positive, live and love life, and have a good one.